Oh yeah. All right. What is up? It's fucking. For some of you, this has been long awaited. Others of you, perhaps a little bit less so. Either way, here we are. Today is fucking leg day. Driving down to more of a hardcore gym before I move back to school. Should get a pretty fucking crazy lift. So yeah, this is pretty much episode 1 of the bulk. Day 1, current weight, 230 pounds. So, over the next, wrong turn. So over the next couple of months, we're going to be increasing calories. Strength's going to go up. Sets are going to go up. Fucking size is going to go up. That's the really exciting part. But shit, if you guys are just maintaining or whatever, and you're questioning whether you should be bulking, you may as well start right now. We could be doing it together. But I'll be doing, I'm not going to make a video every day, but every time I make one, I'll check in with the weight and say how the progress is going. Oh shit. Is this light red? Ooh, fuck. That was red as fuck. Anyway, the split. I get asked about the split a lot. I don't think it's that important, honestly. It's not. Like, it's important. You don't want to have some weird ass, like, bicep day, tricep day. You don't want to have something weird going on. But from what I've sort of gathered over the last few years of lifting, is it's a pretty reasonable rule of thumb to hit every muscle group twice a week-ish, right? So every 7 or 8 days, you're going to want to hit everything twice. So when people talk about push-pull legs or the Arnold split, or like where they do push-pull legs and Arnold, that's what they're doing. They're hitting everything twice a week, and then they're taking that rest day. Now for me, I don't mess with the rest day. I just go legs, chest, back, and arms. Shoulders all kind of spread around. Like, after arms, maybe I'll do side delts. During chest, maybe I'll do a little bit of front delts. That's something you're going to want to hit about double, or you're going to want to hit your front delts about half as much as you do your side and rear, at least as long as they're reasonably developed. Because every time you're benching, every pressing movement, essentially, you're activating some front delt. And when you're curling, you're activating it. It's just, people overdo it, right? You want that side and rear so that your shoulder really gets a round look. So for a long time, for me, my shoulders are already reasonably overdeveloped in relation to my arms. I haven't done an overhead pressing movement in probably 2 years, maybe 2.5 years. So leave in the comments how many of you guys are over 200 pounds and how many of you guys are below 200 pounds. So is that enough talking? Do you want more? You want less? You want more training? You gotta tell me. I don't know. I'm just showing you what I do. But let's get in there. All right. Let's do some calves and we're done. I know I said if you guys were thinking about bulking, you should start bulking with me so we can do it together. But I changed my mind. If you weigh less than 200 pounds right now, I'm mandating that you start a bulk. All right? 2023 is not the year of whatever. It's not a new year, new me. 2023 is the year of the 200 pounders, okay? I'm seeing way too many lifters who have been under 200 pounds for way too long. It's not a problem to be under 200 pounds. It's a problem to stay under 200 pounds. You see the difference, right? If you're growing, perfect. You're good. You're golden. You're already, that's all you can do, you know? I'm not, when I say, you know, you're breaking the law by being under 200 pounds, there is an exception when you're gaining weight, when you're actually, when essentially you're on probation, you know? If you check in with me, your probation officer, and you tell me, dude, Sam, I gained 1 pound this week. That's what I want to hear. That is fucking great. If you've got a little, just a little itch, if you've got a little something in the back of your mind that's telling you, you know, I could get a little bigger. You know, oh, that guy's kind of big. He's a little bigger than me. Fuck. Now's your sign. All right? This is the spring 2023 bulk. It has begun. Can I do 4 double cheeseburgers and a large fry? Day number 5 of the bulk. And I gotta say, I have already fucking, like, the weight is already blown the fuck up. So, you know, as soon as I stopped dieting, I jumped straight up to, like, you know, the average has probably been 6,000 calories the last 5 days, which, it's a bit exorbitant. You don't need that much this early on, but, you know, I was just kind of excited. So this morning, we woke up at 242. So that's not really 12 pounds. That's not, that weight isn't real per se. It's just like all my muscles filling up with glycogen and extra water being thrown about. And also when you're bulking and you're actually eating a lot of food, you're just gonna have, you know, more food in your stomach. So that also accounts for probably a little bit of the weight. But yeah, I can definitely tell. I just hit legs last night. The pump was insane compared to when I was like flatter and depleted. So today, got some chest. Probably gonna start off with some dumbbell bench, or some dumbbell incline rather. Then some barbell incline. Move on to a machine. Maybe go back. Do some supersets between pressing with flies. You know, pretty much just whatever. Get a crazy pump. So when I say, or when I tell you to bulk, right, what does that mean? What do I mean by that? So pretty much, if you're not aware of like terms like your maintenance calories and whatever, then you're gonna have to go online and look up like a calorie. You may as well just search maintenance calorie calculator, and you can plug in your weight, your height, your estimated body fat, stuff like that, how much you lift, like your activity level, and it'll tell you like a rough estimate of how much food you need to eat every day to stay the same weight, right? So of course, if you want to get past that, if you want to actually start growing, gaining weight, then you're going to have to eat a substantial amount more than that maintenance calorie amount is. I'd say at least 1,000 calories above would be a good number to start at. Jesus Christ. I already feel it's fucked up. Alright, well that's filthy enough. about right for, you know, about 10 pounds of carbs and water. Figure out some way so that this thing doesn't fall over when I'm driving. But chest has been obliterated. Didn't take any prisoners this time. I felt like my skin was gonna rip off. Either way, time to go eat something. It's pretty crucial. Post-workout, you get something to eat. Doesn't really matter what, but, well, actually it does matter what. It matters a lot. You're gonna want some kind of quick digesting carb as soon as possible. Some sort of ideally, if you're really into your performance, you're gonna want to drink a post-workout shake that's got a little bit of maybe a scoop of protein and then 50 grams of dextrose. Right? You look into it, dextrose, it's just a single molecule of sugar. So it's just like your glycogen that's in your muscles, right? So as soon as you take in 50 grams of that, it's gonna spike your insulin. And then all of that sugar is just gonna go right into your muscles. You're gonna start recovering just like that. So ideally, that's what you would do. So as soon as I finished lifting, I went into my gym bag and just pulled one of those out. And just as soon as you're done working out, slam it. If you really want a pro tip. If any of you guys are in college and you're going out like every night, or not every night, but like every weekend, Friday and Saturday, you just go out and drink, not very effective for gains, I'll tell you that much. You're just kind of kicking yourself in the foot. Like, so for one thing, you know, proven detriment to your gains, like reduction in hypertrophy. And then it's just, you know, you're not going to get good sleep. You're going to be hungover the next day. You know, if you're about performance and you actually want to get some serious results, you got to cut back. You know, I'm not saying be an asocial guy, but you know, the less time you spend doing erroneous activity, the better. You know, the more time you have to focus on your meals, especially when you're bulking. So morning cardio, I've been getting a lot of questions about that. What do I do? When do I do it? So the best case scenario is you do it in the morning, right when you wake up. You can eat something before, or you can do it fasted. It doesn't really matter, just because you're gonna burn the same amount of calories anyway. But if you do it in the morning, then for one thing, it'll be out of the way. It won't hinder your lift later in the day, because you'll have, you know, the whole day to, you know, recover and get some meals in first. Not that you should really need to recover from the cardio. Like, it should be relatively low intensity, but just 30 minutes in the morning, get a little sweaty. I mean, that's it. That's all you do. You don't have to, it's not running or anything. Like, I can't fucking run. I wouldn't even want to know how long it would take me to, or how fucked up I would be if I ran a mile. Just a lot of impact on my knees, whatever. Like, fuck that shit. So I like the seated bike. You just sit down, you pedal 30 minutes, you get to fuck around on your phone. It's perfect. That's all you need. Try and I'm not even gonna try. I mean, I'm completely certain that I'm gonna get a good pump. That's just something, like, sometimes, like, not often, but for the most part, back is just super consistent. Like, I never really have an off day. Like legs, sometimes you might be a little extra tired, or chest, you might just not really get a ton of good blood flow or whatever for me. But I couldn't remember the last time I had a bad back day. Like, you just pull some shit and then you're pumped. If you're really lifting hard, you can get a back pump just from doing something else. Getting a lot of questions about what I'm drinking in the jug. What is it? Is it orange juice? Is it pre-workout? No. Are there aminos? People are asking me if there's aminos in there. No, there's nothing special. It's just tang. No, not what you're thinking. No, it's an orange drink, just the powdered sugar, tang. It could be whatever. You can do Gatorade powder. If I'm dieting, I'll do Crystal Light, which is just this sugar-free, like, water flavoring. But, you know, if you're trying to bulk up, you need more calories, you may as well do a carb intra workout. That's one thing people ask me, what time do I lift? I kind of almost thought of it as a weird question, but I guess I sort of forgot people lift in the morning. As far as I'm concerned, you're going to want to eat a couple of meals before you hit the gym. Like, even if you're dieting, I wouldn't want to just wake up and go straight to the gym and start squatting, start benching. That's not, it's not going to feel good. Like, it doesn't make sense that the two would be comparable. To lift after 8 hours of no eating, and you're all stiff from waking up, you're not warm, you're not loose, versus waiting until later in the day, you've taken in some calories, you've been moving around, you're already, totally awake and alert, and in a sense, you're pretty much actually fueled to put out some effort in the gym. But you gotta keep in mind, this is schedule dependent. This is person to person. Like, let's say you're working a labor job, right? You got 9 to 5 of, like, actual fucking work. Not just sitting in a lecture hall, writing notes and doing homework. So at the end of the day, you're probably fucking gassed. I wouldn't blame that person. I wouldn't blame that guy for lifting in the morning, because that's when he feels the freshest. That's when he can put as much effort in as he can and actually feels like he gets a good workout. So, bulking, you gotta eat. You gotta eat your food. If you really want to gain weight, you gotta eat. If you say that your metabolism is super high, I eat 6,000 calories a day, I can't get big. It's not true. I know a lot of people where they say, okay, I don't know a lot. I've heard people say to me before, yo man, I've been eating 8,000 calories. I've been eating 6,000 calories every day. I can't gain any weight. My scale's not changing. I can't gain weight. It's not true. That's not the truth. If someone is, let's just make an estimate, 175 pounds, and they cannot gain weight, but they're saying that they're trying to gain weight, all that means they're not eating enough food. But what's really important is your daily caloric intake, how much food you eat in a day. If you're not gaining weight, that means that you're not eating enough. And there is zero question about the legitimacy of that statement. You are not gaining weight, you are not eating enough. So that's a hard pill to swallow for hard gainers, which in all honesty, I'm not convinced that I know a hard gainer. I'm more likely to believe that I know people who don't really know how to diet correctly. Or it's not necessarily that you're a genetic freak and your metabolism is just beyond the charts. It's more likely that you just, you think 2 turkey sandwiches a day with 5 egg breakfast should be getting you massive. Which it might not be your fault that you think that, because it might feel like a lot of food to you. But it's not enough. It's not going to be enough. And some people can eat more food than others and just be comfortable. Like a lot of people who you would, walk around and look at and say that they're lean, and they're not really trying to diet or anything. They're just comfortable eating, less food than you. If you're, let's say a little bit softer at, whatever body weight, you're just used to eating that much food. That's like what you're used to. So it's going to be harder for you to diet down. And for those people who are used to just eating a little bit less food, that's just what their natural baseline of hunger is at. It's going to be a little bit harder for them to eat more. But regardless of your state, you're going to have to eat some more fucking food. Good, how about you? I think I'm just going to do 4 of the ranch grilled chicken burritos and then a bunch of mild sauce. No, I think that'll be it. Yeah, it's perfect. Thanks. Like I was saying, eat that much food. So, look at that. Where'd this video come from? Only one day after the last one. What? It's not too hard to make these, so a lot of people were saying they wanted to see them a little more often. Who am I to deny you the privilege? So instead of day 16 of the bulk, you have a sneak peek into day 12. So this is going to be arm day. It's kind of late. After I got back from class, I sort of just passed out for a while. But even better for me, empty gym. So this morning we woke up at a little heavier, 243.4. So, day to day it can fluctuate between, like a pound. It's pretty much normal. It's it'll bounce around a bit. But as long as it's going up, I'm happy. Excited about that. So the arm workout, just gonna keep it reasonably simple. Just finish off tries and then move on to buys. I used to do a lot of forearm training where it would basically be the same setup, like you do all of the tricep sets and then all the bicep sets. But in between every set of biceps, I would do like a set of forearm. I would do one set of forearm curls, like inward, and then I would do one set of reverse curls. So that's like you just sit on a bench and you hang your hand off with a dumbbell. You go one at a time, or you put your hand on your on top of your knee backwards with a lighter dumbbell, and you go backwards. At this point, I don't really need any more forearm growth, so I haven't been doing it. But if you want to get big forearms, that's the way to do it. Just with arms, just get a good pump. You can do it with a cable too. Like use a cable attachment, especially for the curls. That feels pretty good. Or if you know anybody into arm wrestling, like they know all the fucking tricks of forearm training. And then I like skull crushers. I do like them, but they're definitely tough on your elbows. I wouldn't want to just jump right into a heavy set of those. But they're definitely effective. So whenever I throw skull crushers in, I'll pretty much do at least 2 or 3 sets of the cables, like real working sets first, just to make sure everything's all warmed up, and then go over to the skull crushers. So, you know, you're already a little weaker, you're not going to have to go as heavy, and then you're not going to just destroy your elbow tendons.
I can already feel like it's going to be hard to get this fucking pump cover off. Whoops. Oh. 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 You know, that's one thing we can track too throughout the bulk. I'll get a measuring tape and we'll see how big the arms can get, like cold and pumped. The cold measurement, like when you're not, like let's say you measure your arm right when you wake up, that's the cool one. But it's fun to see how big they are pumped too, right? Oh. Oh, Jesus, dude. Not much else to say other than that was a successful arm day. When I said I was going to do calves at the end of the last workout, well, you know, I guess I gotta be honest with you, I skipped them. It was getting kind of late, so I just left. But this time we're gonna do it for real. Calves every day, at least a couple sets, because they can handle it. You can hit your calves every day, and they're not gonna get really fucked up. So I'll get a couple sets of those going, and then we'll get some food in the car. I don't know what yet. You'll see.
You know, considering I'm not super busy yet, it's not really too tough to make these. So, back again. Yesterday was arms. Today we got legs. Pretty freaking excited already. I got to sleep in, so I'm fully rested. Should be a pretty damn good workout. So in terms of, I still get a lot of people asking me about what the split is, even though I've said it before, so I'll just keep talking about it. The split that I've been doing is leg day, and then chest, and then back, and then arms. Sometimes I'll do arms and shoulders, but you know, for me, I just kind of throw shoulders around because they're already reasonably developed. You know, if you've got a lacking body part, you know, you might want to hit that a little bit more frequently. And if you've got sort of a strong body part relative to everything else, you know, you can kind of ease off on it, let everything else catch up. Get your proportionality in order. You know, you hate to have a weak body part. And there's weak to you, and then there's weak to everyone else. You know, like I'm sure everybody, even if they look pretty good, in their mind they sort of think, oh, you know, my shoulders are a little small, my quads could come up. You know, that might get into the realm of just body dysmorphia. But if other people are telling you, hey man, do you hit back? You you've been kind of slacking on arms, man. And if other people are telling you that something looks small, then you're really fucked. Back again. Oh, shit. Did you guys miss me? It's been a few days. I was gonna record yesterday, but then that would have been 2 leg day posts in a row. That'd be a little weird. So today's chest. Today we got some chest. And then I see a lot of comments asking for a shoulder workout, but honestly, I might not be the guy to watch for like a full, you know, overhead pressing, everything kind of shoulder workout, because I don't really hit shoulders that much. Like, pretty much just every so often, or whenever I kind of feel like it, I'll throw in side raises or like rear delts, because they're just kind of a strong point. Like, especially in poses, you know, the shoulders are pretty much, they're all right relative to everything else. But I'll throw in some shoulders at the end of this, just kind of, you know, get a pump going, so you can get a little bit of an idea of what I would do. Today we didn't have any classes, so I slept in irresponsibly late. It was like half my day was already gone by the time I woke up. But honestly, that's good, because the more sleep you can get, the better your results are going to be. And even other than that, you're just going to feel better. You know, you're going to, oh my God, when I go to bed and it's late, like way too late, I'm only going to get 4 hours of sleep or something for whatever reason. Usually like my own fault for procrastinating something or whatever. I just know that the next day is going to suck when I have to, you know, sit in class for however long. I'm just going to be tired, going to be like irritable, whatever. Like nothing crazy, but I would, if you can get into a good routine of 8 hours of sleep every night, like no distractions from that, consistent, I'm envious of that. That is fucking sweet. So people have been asking me to do a full day of eating as well. They want to see what's fueling the machine. Oh, what the fuck? You fucking asshole. Jesus. Some people, man. This guy's gonna try to kind of prove it. Whoa. Alright. That's fucking, I gotta like put a bungee on this fucking tripod when I'm driving. But shit, what was I saying? Yeah, so people have been asking me to do a full day of eating. What do I eat every day? What kind of foods? How do I hit my macros? All right. Let's see what we're working with here. So yeah, I mean, only 3 movements for that whole workout. If you don't count the warm-up. You don't really have to overcomplicate things. I've been doing pretty much across the board about 11 sets total. Like if I do a drop set or something, that only counts as 1. And by the time I'm at 11, I'm pretty much as pumped as I can be. So I've kind of been starting to think that it's like a good rule to do like as many heavy sets as you can, you know, like really go hard. And then once you're fully pumped, you're done. There's nothing else you can do. Like if you're lifting, you hit your peak pump and then you keep pushing past that, you're gonna start to feel worse. You know, your blood flow is gonna start going away. You're just building up extra fatigue for no reason. Because you gotta think, if you do 0 sets,
you're not going to get any growth, right? But if you do a gazillion sets, you're just doing like weird exercise, cardio at that point. You're not going to grow doing sets of 100 either, at least not optimally. So you got to think somewhere within that range is an amount of work that is ideal. And it's like you always hear 8 to 12 reps. I say 8 to 12 heavy sets per body part. I'd call that the sweet spot, as long as they're actual good sets. Let's see how we're really looking. Oh. Little tip, if you're ever trying to do like your lat spread or whatever else, or you're doing like a vacuum, make sure you kind of get a big breath first, and then try and blow all the air out of your stomach as possible. Because the more empty your lungs, the easier it'll be to really suck everything in, get a really good pose going. So that'll do it for chest. Still got some calves to do, but that's nothing out of the ordinary. Calves every day, god damn it. But yeah, shit. It's a good lift. Let's go eat some food after we finish calves.
Well, chest day was fucking sweet. But the time is 11:49 and I had homework due at midnight. Looks like I'm the fucking asshole tonight, huh? Shit. I finished my lift on time, but like, I spent forever talking to somebody. Should have taken that into account. Luckily, this isn't a. Luckily, this they'll still accept it. She'll just take a few % off. But you gotta balance this shit out. Clearly, I did not put enough emphasis on my outside responsibilities tonight. That is fucked. Day number whatever of the bulk was a success. These 150s are starting to feel lighter, get a little stronger with them. I'm starting to think that I might say my farewells to incline barbell bench. I'm starting to think that dumbbell bench might just be superior. Really starting to think that. Maybe I'll throw it in later. Maybe I'll throw it in again later, but for now, I think we're gonna stick with it. But as I'm sure you noticed, we only did 3 movements for chest. We did the dumbbell bench, the machine press, and the pec deck. That was it. And honestly, that was a pretty damn good chest workout. If you're doing more than like 15 sets per body part, I think you may be going too light, not intense enough. As far as I'm concerned, as like a general rule of thumb, like I was saying, you're going to want to lift as heavy as you can on the early sets, and then still go as heavy as you can later on, but end the lift with a crazy pump. So if you're actually going hard on your sets within, you know, a reasonable rep range, maybe 8 to 20 is about what that's probably about what I do. Like closer to 8, or more like closer to 10 on the heavier stuff, then sometimes up to 20 or so on the lighter stuff. But if you're doing those rep ranges and you're actually going heavy, I would say you're gonna reach your maximum pump at around sets 8 to 12, something like that. So, you know, adjust accordingly. Full night's rest cannot be oversold. You're gonna feel better during the daytime. You're gonna recover better. I guess that's probably it. It's just better. More sleep you can get in one period of time, presumably nighttime, the better your results will be, because that's when you're going to be growing. That's when you're going to be recovering, right? If you're sore, you go to bed and then you wake up and you're not sore, what do you think happens? You know, what do you think fucking happens, all right? Your body fucking repaired itself. So the more you can sleep, the more repair you'll be able to do, the harder you'll be able to go, the bigger you'll be able to get, the more food you'll be able to eat, and then the stronger you're going to be, and it's just a continual cycle of growth. All right, there we go. Guess what fucking day it is? By popular demand and after mild consideration, you know, if you've watched the other videos, you know I said some shit about how I've been skipping shoulders, but that goes against my whole fucking moral code of getting huge as possible. So shoulders are going back in, full routine. No such thing as too big. Yeah, it's, whew, almost went down the wrong path. So today's actually chest day again. I forget what number day it is of the bulk. I should probably like figure that out before I start recording the little car clip, but whatever. It's chest day, but I'm gonna do chest and shoulders. So probably not going to record all of chest because you just saw it in the last video. So why I'm not going to show you the same shit again. It's just going to get boring. But probably cut in once chest is done, and then we'll just finish up the whole shoulder workout. I'm still not going to do overhead pressing or anything for the front delt, because, you know, my front delts are definitely, like, I know I was saying the shoulders are big enough, but really it's the front delts. Because once they get developed to a point, like let's say you do your like your bicep pose, just double bicep, your shoulder peak is going to be higher up than your biceps, and to an extent, I mean, that's just going to kind of make your arms look a little smaller, but no harm in adding thickness to the back. And honestly, having really big rear delts and like side delts as well, but having really developed rear delts will really give your shoulder like an extra round look. So, shit, that's what we'll be breaking into. So let's get after it.
So I mean, as basic as it gets, you know, just 11 sets of rear delts and 11 sets of side delts. It's a pretty potent combination. Oh. Dude, holy shit. Fucking shoulders just peeking all the way over my chest. What the fuck? Let's see the flat spread. Yeah. I'll have to review the footage for that one, but dude, shoulders are fucked up. But yeah, it's just like simple. All you gotta do, spam your lateral raises. There's a reason that joke got so popular, because it's true. It's just that simple with shoulders, honestly. So I'm gonna do some calves and then we're done. Go home.
So, first glimpse into a shoulder day. Typically, I've been doing maybe just a few sets every week or so, just like kind of for fun, keep all the juices flowing. But every week, goddammit, going back in the split, let's put some more poundage on. These shoulders fucking huge. So one thing, this bulk is starting to fucking work. 19 reps with the 150s? What? Those, oh my God. When I was warming up and I did a few with the 130s, I mean, it just felt like butter. It was perfect. So yeah, I think sticking to the dumbbells is really good. I gotta chill out with that incline barbell, at least for a while. But now, like, I really do need heavier dumbbells. I can't start off with a 20 rep set. That's 20 reps on your heavy compound. It's getting kind of crazy. It's getting a little high. I would prefer like 12 with whatever weight possible I could hit, you know. They've got room at that gym. They could fit up to the 200s easy. Hopefully, hopefully now that we're just disrespecting that much weight, the owners might take notice. But either way, let's talk about the diet a little bit. So I've sort of broken this down a little. I will do a full day of eating soon. It's kind of a hassle, right? Because filming these I like. It's just go hit the gym, you just film that, it's perfect, then you're done. But the full day of eating, you gotta kind of be, taking clips of yourself the whole day, right? So it's a little more tedious. But I will, honestly, I think, whatever. It's coming soon, just keep an eye out. But, so in terms of the diet, right? How am I gonna bulk? What am I eating? So let's break it down. So, of course, the first, 2 weeks or so, the first week or so of the bulk, I was eating 6,000 calories. I think I had 7,000 one day, just because I finished dieting. I was just excited to eat a lot of food, and my appetite was really up. But let's say I tried to keep eating 6,000 calories. Eventually I'm gonna sort of reach a state of Equilibrium in a sense, where I'll my metabolism will go up to a certain point, and then the rest of that food is just going to get converted to extra body fat. If you're going to do a 3 to 4 month bulk, like I'm planning on about 4 months. Yeah, probably about 4 months. So what I'm planning on doing is, the next few weeks until I hit that 4 week mark in, I've been staying at 4,500 calories because I'm still gaining weight, but you want to gain as much weight as you can without overdoing it and just making yourself fatter than you need to be, right? Like, you definitely, just think about this. There's an amount of food, your protein, your carbs, your fats, that you could eat, and that is just the most amount of food that you can eat and actually utilize fully, right? Like somewhere in between 3,000 to probably, I'm not even sure. I'm not a scientist, but somewhere there is a number where it is just the perfect amount where I'm going to build as much muscle as I possibly can and not get much excess body fat. Now, you don't know where that is. You don't know where that number is. So, as far as I'm concerned, you're going to want to go above where that number likely lies, right? At my weight, oh yeah, I forgot to say the weight. So this morning we woke up at 249 pounds. That is approaching a 20 pound jump from the beginning of the bulk. Now you got to consider there's a decent chunk of that is not just muscle. Most of it, honestly, is a lot of intramuscular water filling up with carbs. Just eating a lot of food in general, you're gonna have more sort of fiber and whatever sitting in your stomach in the morning. So you'll be a little heavier, right? But as far as I'm concerned, that's a pretty damn good start. And we're only eating 4,500 calories so far. So I'll just stay at this amount of food not until I hit a weight plateau, of course. You don't want to plateau at all, but until I feel like, it's about time to up the amount of calories. And then, I'll do a few more weeks of 5,000. Then I'll do, after a while, when that starts to feel pretty comfortable, move up to 5,500. Then, maybe 6,000. As much food as I need to gain weight. So that's the factor that is most important. If you're trying to build muscle, I don't care about your split. Obviously you care, but you get what I'm saying. I don't care about your workout or your split or whatever. Anyone that would comment or go up to me and ask, like, how do I gain weight? I'm not going to look at them and say, well, you're probably not training hard enough. Your workouts might not actually be that effective. What are your compounds? What's your progressive overload like? No, I wouldn't say that. That's not the most important factor. The most important factor in building muscle and gaining weight is eating a lot of fucking food. It's just that simple. That's all you have to do. So I'm gonna keep preaching this probably throughout this whole bulk. Is go online, look up maintenance calorie calculator. Find your maintenance calories. You plug in how much you lift, your weight, your height, your age, everything, your body fat estimated. And it'll tell you how much food you need to eat to stay the same weight. So if you want to gain weight, you got to eat a lot more food than that. At least 1,000 calories, I would say, is a good start. One lesson to anybody bulking: do not miss your meals. Speaking of that, I'm probably going to cook up some beef. Maybe have a bagel. I don't know. Something. Take my vitamins and then go to bed. So I'll see you next time. All right. Day number 23 of the bulk. I actually remembered to freaking, make sure I knew what day it was today. Morning weight, 248. So 1 pound less than yesterday. It's no big deal. Your weight's going to fluctuate a little bit from day to day. What's really important is your week to week weight change, right? The overall, the grand scheme sort of trend line of your weight, right? So day to day, you might go up a little, might go down a little. It'll change depending on how much water you drink, how much salt you ate, how rapidly you digested your food. There's just a little bit of variables in that. But as long as you keep eating your food, don't miss your meals every day, and you're in a surplus, you should be gaining weight.
Okay, so honestly, nothing complicated. Started with some lat pull downs, moved on to some machine rows, did some regular cable rows, a few more pull downs, and that was the end of it. Not rocket science. Shit. Holy shit. The workout might not be rocket science, but this pump was definitely made in a lab. Oh my god. Sometimes you'll hear people talk about like doing rows for thickness and pull downs for width. There might be some kind of bro science logic there, but honestly, I would say just do about half and half, and you'll be good. Make sure you hit your traps and your lats and your rhomboids and everything else in between. And then, try to throw some weight around. You'll be good. So I'm going to finish some calves and then got to stop at the grocery store real quick and eat some beef. But other than that, I'm done for the night.
All right. Back is complete. So that was a pretty good back day too. Usually I like doing pullovers. Like I'll throw in like some single arm cable pullovers or pull downs. But today was just all rows and pull downs. Cable row felt sweet. Lat pull downs were going good. The machine row, I liked it. Sometimes I don't get a really good feeling on it. And then back, I can pump to hell, which, for the most part, I feel like everybody sort of has a few muscle groups which just the pump just comes easily to them, right? Like it's not so, you may not have to be so diligent in your workout design, and you'll still end up getting like a really good pump. But don't take advantage of that, right? If a good back pump comes easy to you, might as well go fucking hard and get a really great back pump. Damn. I'm out of beef. That's why I'm kind of fucked up, because I've got to go to class tomorrow, and I'm going to be gone from the house for about like 6 or 7 hours. You got to eat. You're not going to grow if you're taking as long as you eat all your calories throughout the day, I guess you'll be all right. But ideally, you know, you're going to want to spread your food throughout the day. You want to be in a fed state. So, you know, I'm not saying you need to prep all of your meals. That gets a bit tedious. That can be a real, what would the word be? That's a real barrier to entry to a lot of people about lifting, because they think, oh, meal prep, chicken, rice, broccoli only. That's it. But, you know, if you're actually going to be gone for a while, you're going to want to pack some food. Because, like I say this all the time, if you put off your meals during the day, you skip your lunch, you forget to prep, or you forget to pack at least like a big shake or something, that's going to catch up to you at night. And more often than not, eventually, it's going to be 10 at night, and you're going to be not even halfway through your calories for the day. And you know, you might have to get up earlier. You might be busy with something else. You're not going to have time to eat. You know, you can't put all of your, whatever. You got to make sure to be responsible throughout the day, because if you slack off, you skip your meals, you're going to end up missing them, and then you're not going to be able to catch up at night. And like I was saying earlier, your weight's going to drop. It's going to set your progress back a few days, right? When you're bulking, you want to have a full gas tank every day, right? That's the whole point. But yeah, either way, I go home, eat something, and go to bed, because I got to get up at a reasonable hour tomorrow. So gonna get my vitamins, get my last meals in, get to sleep. All right, we're back again. I didn't have any class today, so you know, I slept in as much as possible. I didn't get up until went to bed at like midnight. I didn't get out of bed till like 1. So if you're trying to build muscle, you want to recover from your training, as much sleep as you can get, the better. You know, especially at one time, right? Hey, it's gonna be a leg day today. It's kind of late, should be pretty empty. You know, standard procedure. We're gonna do, you know, hamstrings first, probably a variety of just normal seated, maybe some single arm seated. Later on, a little bit lighter, I like to do this single arm hamstring curl on the leg extension, where you sort of sit on it backwards. There's a machine that's like the same setup, but it's kind of niche, so not everybody's gonna have it. Then we'll get some squats going, probably throw in some pendulum squats, leg extensions, and a little bit of machine leg press. All in all, should be a pretty crazy pump. So let's get after it.
Yeah, it's definitely a leg day. In terms of, so I posted a Q&A earlier on TikTok. I'm gonna let it simmer for a little while to get, you know, a few more questions. But one guy asked me, you know, how do I stay motivated? Right? Working out is fucking hard. You know, it's fucking scary to get under a squat. Like the machine leg press is gonna put you out of breath. Pendulum squats, I'm just gonna scare the shit out of you. Why do it? What do I get out of it? Well, I want some big ass fucking legs, and that is the only way to get them. Is to do goddamn hard leg day. So I want big legs more than I want to just sit at home and not have big legs, and more than how difficult it's going to be to, achieve them, right? Oh, fuck, dude. Oh. That's one thing. If you're posing and you sort of want to see if you can get some veins popping out, be careful, because if you do this, like doing this can literally make you pass out if you go too hard with it. But you take a big breath and you sort of like squeeze your whole torso, and that'll sort of make your veins pop out for a second. But don't do that. I don't recommend you do that, because literally, oh my god. Let me do one more pose, then I'll do a side story. Okay, side story after I put the pants on so I can sit down. When I was a kid, we were at the public pool messing around, whatever. There's a group of us. And it was rest time, so we had 15 minutes to kill. And for whatever reason, we were trying to figure out who could turn their face the purplest. Like by doing that thing where you hold your breath and you like really squeeze. And, we're having a good time for a few minutes. But one dude, I look at him, he's going hard, and he just falls like a statue onto concrete. Jesus Christ, it was fucked up. He was all right, but his whole face was scratched up. His chin got it. Poor bastard. Yeah, the holding your breath and making your veins pop out thing, that's what reminded me of that. I wonder if he's watching this. Probably not. But either way, I'm going to go finish off calves, do some adductors. That's the machine where you squeeze your legs together like this. Now, I would recommend doing that, right? Because for one thing, it's going to thicken up your legs on the inside, so it'll make them look bigger. So for one, there's an aesthetic benefit. And then for two, your adductors, in terms of like the squat, are a really strong stabilizer muscle. So, the stronger they are, the easier it's going to be to stay in a pretty solid position up and down the squat. And just in general, it's going to help you to have strong adductors. So, going to do a few sets of that, finish calves, and then see you in the car. I think we'll do a little bit more banter.
I had to just sit in the car for a minute with the heat on because the windows are frosted open. It's fucking cold out. It sucks. So, day number 26, I think. You know the title. But today we've got chest again. It's going to be chest and shoulders. And obviously, calves at the end. End of every lift, they can handle it. At least enough sets to get a pump, I would recommend. Maybe if that's 3 or 4, just if your calves aren't sore, just hit them at the end of your workout. That should be enough to stimulate at least some sort of growth. I know you guys have been skipping calves. Maybe not you specifically, but all the other viewers. Not you though. You've been hitting them. But Nothing else really to talk about. First, going to start on the incline dumbbell and then move on from there. So it should be a pretty damn good lift. It's pretty late, so I think it's going to be empty. Won't have to wait for anything. So let's get in there.
I said this last time I did shoulders on video, but I'll say it again. I think it still warrants mentioning. There's a reason that the joke spam lateral raises got so popular, right? It's because it works. In terms of side delts, dumbbell lateral raises, I would say, are the best overall exercise you could choose. So 5 sets of the just standard lateral raises done, the dumbbells. So one thing I'll do to kind of change it up a little is I like putting the bench at a pretty high incline, not 90, but like, I don't know, 70, whatever. And then grab like a 20 or 25. Then you can sit on the bench sideways like this, and then do one arm at a time. And the fact that you're bent over like that just means you're loading it in a different way. I like it. So, who exactly do you run into when you go to the gym? Let's say you go during a normal hour and not 1 a.m. like me right now in the gym when it's totally empty. Who are you going to run into? Probably some guys you like, probably some cool guys, whatever. A bunch of people who you just, might not talk to, but you might give them a nod. But the worst is when somebody is just fucking negative. Every fucking day that you talk to them, it's just all you hear from is, "Oh, I'm so fucking tired. I don't want to be here." Literally, I'll hear, "I don't want to be here. This sucks. Oh, I hate this gym. Oh, I didn't get any sleep. Blah, 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 blah." Just trying to poison my mind. It's awful. Now, I wouldn't let that mess with me, but just the fact that I have to buffer it out, it's just terrible. All right. One more set. Now let's check the pump. Get the exposure way down. Get some extra striations popping. Oh. Dude, I say this every time, but once you start getting kind of big, pumps hinder your ability to fucking take your shirt off. Ugh. Oh, damn. Whew. Whew. Oh, damn. Whew. Whew. Especially with a pump. Man, the shoulders just fucking peek over everything. Whew. May as well throw in a the most muscular. We're pumped. We're fucking pumped. So yeah, that's the basics of shoulders. I mean, same as last time, same as it's going to be for a while. Rear delts and side delts, and then enjoy the benefits. But chest was sweet today too, even though I didn't get as many reps on the dumbbell bench as last time. Could just be a little difference in sleep. Still, only 1 rep less. Not too far off. So I'm going to finish calves, and then this time I'll actually see in the car. We're not going to cut this one short.
Back in the car. Left the gym empty. Actually, there were a few people running around in there. I don't know what they're doing at 1 o'clock at night. Goddamn hooligans. So, time for the post-workout shake. This shake is fucked up. It's so ideally the post-workout shake would be maybe a scoop of protein, 25 grams of protein of whatever flavor you want, and about in terms of a bulking context, 75 grams to 50 grams of dextrose. Now, what's dextrose? What the fuck is that? Weird chemical. Dextrose is the simplest form of sugar, right? It's just one sugar molecule, not connected to anything else, right? So what's the point? What benefit do you get from that? When you take in dextrose, it essentially skips a step in digestion, right? So it's just going straight to your bloodstream, whatever. There's some stuff going on, but it elicits a very quick insulin response, right? So post-workout, let's say you slam your 75 gram dextrose shake, instantly your insulin's going to spike. You're going to be sending carbs back into your muscles, refueling them, and maybe in like 30 minutes once you get home, you can have your post-workout meal, with your rice or grains or breads or whatever, and some more protein, normal shit. But that is not what I have today. I ran out of dextrose. You can just buy it in a big tub, like on Amazon. There's nothing special about it. It's just like a thing of, it just tastes like sugar. It's whatever. But yeah, it's definitely, regular table sugar will not elicit the same effect, because that's got, I think it's sucrose, whatever. But it's got like 2 sugar molecules or glucose molecules connected. So that's going to have to go to your liver first and then to your bloodstream. So it's not as quick of an effect. But yeah, I ran out of dextrose. I got to order some more. So what I've got here is, thanks to my mom so it was just my birthday, right? So they send me, or no, she sent me like a Kroger grocery order, right? And it had like a couple tubs of ice cream, little pints, and some other little goodies for me. So the post-workout shake today is just a melted pint of like chocolate ice cream, 1 scoop of protein, and then a little bit of water, so it's not just a sludge. But the total macros ended up being like 1,000 or something. Not necessarily ideal, right? It's not that dextrose that I'm talking about. But post-workout, even if you're not going to be crazy and go out and buy like weird-ass dextrose, you're definitely going to want some sugar of any variety, right? So I'm going to see if I can chug this in a reasonable manner. It should taste good, right? All right, time to go home and soon to bed. Rest, very important. I think I've said that enough, but I don't think you can say it enough, right? Your lift the day after, let's say a full 10 hours of sleep versus 5 hours of sleep, you're probably going to notice a little something. I'm going to take my vitamins. I got one more meal to eat. Then I am going to pass out. I'm excited for that part. So back tomorrow. Probably going to get another video in. Make them as often as I can. God damn it. So see you next time. Either way, arm day. Again, as usual, it's freaking late. I should honestly do these a little bit earlier in the day, but it's not like it really matters, right? It's not like you see the sun in the gym. But one thing, my legs have just been destroyed from that last leg day. Like, I don't know what I did to change it up. I bet it was going heavy on the pendulum squat. I'm gonna finish drinking this pre, then we'll get in there and get started.
All right. Arms were destroyed in the simplest manner possible, with a large number of pushdowns, a large number of dumbbell curls by a large man. So let's see what happened from that. I gotta be careful. The waist of this shirt isn't stretchy. I don't want to fucking rip it. Come on, get the fuck off me. Oh, there we go. God, I can't get the sleeves off. It's a good sign. Oh, goodness. That's pushing diabolical levels, honestly. Whew. Oh, all right. That's kind of a tricky pose to hit, because sometimes I'll overarch my arms, or like my chest be too open. That's a funky one. It's not the same as just a side tricep or side chest, where there's not really much wrong way to do it. Ugh. Oh yeah, I said I was going to get a tape measure to see how big the arms were pumped versus unpumped. Have not done that yet, but I'm thinking about it. I forgot my drink. So like I was saying earlier, triceps, I was throwing some different things in, like, different ways with the rope, sort of bending forward for the bar, doing those one arm at a time, like back and forth sets. So that was a little bit more complicated, but in all honesty, I kind of wish I only did dumbbell curls just to prove a point. Because they felt good. Like, I couldn't think of any other exercise I wanted to do more. These cable curls, I like them, but I wouldn't be going so heavy. So today was a little bit more of a free weight bicep workout. Actually, only free weights. I'd have thrown some some easy bar curls in, because you can go pretty heavy on those too. But with the easy bar curls, whenever I do them, it always bothers my forearm. Like, not the muscle, but if you're looking at it like this, whatever bone is on the inside, your ulna, whatever, something like that. Every time I do curls with a bar, heavy, bothers it for whatever reason. Must put some kind of weird tension on it with my elbow mechanics. But either way, I definitely don't really feel like I'm missing out. Oh, jeez. Little crab shot going. Yeah, I guess I didn't do a front lat spread. Or did I? Ooh. Whew. All right, so that's pretty much it. Gonna go finish some calves. Like I've been saying, calves every day. At least, if you're lifting and you're listening to this video, at least 4 sets of calves every day, every lift. I'm doing a little bit more than that because I don't know, I guess I'm just used to it. Like, I don't really get crazy sore calves even after I go super hard on them. But at least 4 sets of calves every day, every lift. And you don't even have to go that crazy. Like, you just kind of sit and play around on your phone, because it's not a full body lift, right? You're just sitting there. At least get a pump, for God's sake. So I'm gonna go finish that up, and then we'll get in the car and get some kind of drive-through, because I gotta get groceries tomorrow.